Hi guys, welcome back to Julian's Garden. You can see the scenery today a little bit different because I'm inside, and today I want to show you how to grow the wandering Jew or Tradescantia zebrina from cutting and how to care about them and to get beautiful gorgeous plants like I have over here. I got everywhere in the house, by the way. And look at this. Beautiful, gorgeous. So I got two very big bush. I bought them last year, but since then I keep grows a lot of them from cuttings, and they are super easy to grow from cutting, by the way. So this gorgeous plant you can plant inside and outside. If you grow inside like I have here, make sure you put it in the indirect sunlight. It receives quite bright sunlight because this area I got north facing window. A lot of light, a lot of bright, but not in direct sunlight. And it grows so well. It doesn't need much of fertilizer, any fertilizer much at all. I take it maybe 2 or 3 times during the grow season last year. I bought them last year actually, but I trimmed them a lot because I use a lot of their cutting to propagate the little plants. And on this side, I didn't cut much, but especially in this side, I cut a lot because next to that I cut the begonia, so I don't like it like trimming too much on this table. And you can see my house full clutter of plants everywhere. And you can see here I got some cutting I put in the jar here. And if you go outdoor, make sure you put your plant in the indirect sunlight as well. And you can put it kind of like under the trees, use them like the ground cover, or put it under your pergola. Or if you got the air, your like the area like sunroom, it definitely can grow well in there because your sunroom might be very enclosed and it doesn't receive frost. But make sure it doesn't stay outside in the freezing temperature because it doesn't like it. And if it's outside, it can dry out quicker, so you might have to water it more, but it's like a little bit more moist side, but not in the soggy, wet, boggy soils. And it's a pot I have here. I water it every week. It's a quite large pot, but I think it depends on the size of the container you have. If you got a little plant, example is the size I have here, maybe you water it every 3 or 4 days. But it's a container large like that because it's big like this, it can contain more moist and more compost, and so that's why you don't have to water it as often as in the little container. Okay, so this is the plants that I got in my bedroom. It's doing so well. I didn't trim much of this bush actually because I do like the magical of this plants bring me. And this area, you see, it got direct sunlight, but we are in winter in Canberra, Australia, so I'm not worried that much. But in the summer, normally I just close the curtain quite close up like this until like in the middle of the day, I open the curtain out, and by that time the sun not shining in anymore because it's too hot for it in the summer. You want to more dark purple, even on the surface of the leaf, you put in more in a little bit more direct sunlight. But if you don't want it too purple like this, to put in the area that it just receives just normal light, neutral light. So that's it. Let's go back to my now room and show you how to propagate them. So to propagate them, they are super easy. You can grow them in soil, put the cutting directly into the soil and keep them moist, or you can just put the cutting in the cup of water or the container with water. And after maybe in the water, they root out very quick if you put it in the warm area. And they root out maybe just 1 week, or sometimes it's even few days, so they're very super easy. And even in the soil as well, just make sure you keep the cutting moist but not too soggy and too wet, otherwise that cutting will get rotten as well. And yeah, I show you how to do the cutting. So example, this vine, normally I leave maybe 3 nodes or even 2 nodes in the soil. And because they quite heavy, even when they growing down like this, make sure the root they stay strong. And so normally I leave them around 2 or 3 nodes of the root. So you see 1, 2, 3, like this. And so they will have more roots coming out here, more root down here, more root down here. And in the future, when the plant they got more branches coming out, and they can hold the soil much better. They're rooting very well. So normally, I just use chopstick or whatever you got in hands, as long as you can make the holes and push the cutting in. And don't push the cutting too hard though, otherwise your cutting may get damaged on the way down to the soil. And time gently down. And I tend to put 5 or 6 cuttings in the pots like this, so the plant look fuller other than just 1 or 2 cuttings. And I keep filling the cutting all around. And I try to make sure at least 2 or 3 nodes down to the soil, so in the future I can have very strong plants. And keep your cuttings in the indirect sunlight, otherwise your cutting might get very stressed and they won't root out. And don't water it too much, and especially in this time you don't want to fertilize your cutting either, because they don't have root yet. And keep them out of the wind as well, because the wind really stress them out. I do find that they are really beautiful if you want to grow them in the hanging basket, like under your pergola as well. I think they do really they could be beautiful if you have a very tall pot, and then you let the plant trailing down like a little fountain, purple zebra fountain. I think that is really beautiful. I really like to doing that. And here it goes. It looks really nice. I really like it. Just gentling it down, and I keep in the white area. And if you want to pocket them in the water, they are super easy to do so. Just do the same. Cut the cutting below the leaf node. And let me show you again. And just cut here. And then I remove all the leaves. That's the area that I'm going to put in the water, because I don't want the cutting the leaves bottom in the water. Just there, just put in the water. And normally I just replace the water every 3 or 4 days and put in the bright area. If you want your cutting root out quicker, and you can put in very warm area, they root out so quick. Let me show you. I got some of the cutting here. I put it in the water a week ago, and they're rooting out so beautifully. Let me show you. Just like this, you see all the roots coming out there. And normally, when the roots more established like this, and I pot them up in the soil. But if you want to grow your plant in the water permanently, you can totally do so as well. Because sometimes like we got the fungus gnat. They're flying around the house. You don't want to deal with that, and you just want it very easy maintenance, low maintenance, and you can just grow them in the water and make sure you change the water regularly. And even the beautiful gorgeous plants, but they got another downside, is they are toxic to cats and dogs, and some even say that they are toxic to horses as well. So please make sure to put your plants away from your beloved pets. And I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this is useful, and I see you in next video. Bye bye.